Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. In this video we're going to install Artix Linux a little differently than we did last time. Last time we installed Artix Linux using a graphical installer. Today though we're going to install it using the base installer that's available to us. If we scroll down to the downloads section of this page here, the first one in line is the Artix Base-OpenRC ISO 512 megabytes, released on February the 14th of this year, 2020. That's the one we're going to use. If you go back to the home page, click on the installation guide, it'll be here. You can see the way it just looks. It looks very similar to the Artix Linux wiki. What we got here, let me go ahead and minimize that for a second. I've got Artix Base-OpenRC ready to go in a virtual box, Oracle virtual box. I'll give it 2 processors, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I have not enabled EFI. We'll hit start so we can get started. So the login screen here is got some defaults set up and they're all English, US, that's good for me. Now I'm going to boot from CD, DVD, ISO and hit enter. Unless I go into full screen, I have to struggle to keep this where we need it to be. But I want to keep it out of full screen so that I can reference the wiki here as we go along. Go ahead and resize that. Down to the first part. Of course, while this is booting up, first part of this installation is just like the Artix wiki. You need to set your keyboard unless you're using US layout. And that's what we're going to use, so we'll skip that. You'll notice there is no time date CTL. We skipped that portion of the Artix wiki because that's based on System D, and this is OpenRC, another system management. First thing we got to do is run cfdisk. And so we're using BIOS. Let me get over here. Got big. Might as well make it full screen so we can see. First prompt tells me that the user can be Artix and the password is Artix. If I sign in as a user, I won't have sudo rights, so we need to have sudo rights to run cfdisk /device SDA. And we're going to use DOS theme, and I allocated 52 gigs. 2 of that I'm going to say is going to be swap, so 2G, hit enter. Primary, slide over to type, hit enter. For me it's up 1, hit enter. Arrow key down now. Select the remainder of that space. We got 50 gigs left. I'm going to give 30 of it to my home partition, which will be bootable. Hit enter. You see the asterisk under the second column up there under boot. Arrow down to the remainder of that space. Hit enter, enter, and enter. Okay, we're ready to write this out. I'm going to hit enter. It's going to make me type in yes or no. I'm going to type in yes. And I'm ready to quit. Okay, so let me clear the screen, down to here, get out of full screen, slide over so we can see the wiki. Alright, so we've partitioned our disk, first step. And it goes to tell you here about how to do it with EFI partition and GPT, etc. But we're not doing that. You'll notice right here we're using labels instead of just our devices. It's kind of weird. Well, I always start with SDA1, which happens to be swap, so I need to make swap on SDA1. So how do we do that? We go mk.swap space, and then we're going to use dash capital L and capitals SWAP space, and then /device SDA1. We're going to hit enter. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and turn that swap on, and we're going to say underneath the column down here, right here, it says swap on, And then we're going to say /device /disk with a K /by by -label -swap, and that should turn it on. Hit enter. Okay, so now we can go back up to the make file system. First one we're going to create is our root. So mkfs.ext4 space capital L, capitals ROOT space, and that's going to go on device SDA2. Go hit enter. Now we're going to do the same thing, but for our home. So mkfs.ext4 space capital L, all caps here, HOME space, and that's going to go on device SDA3. Okay, nice. Now, next thing here is mount. First one we'll mount is our root, so we'll say mount. Hope I spelled that right, I did. And /device /disk by-label, and that is capital ROOT, and we're going to mount that to /mnt. Hit enter. Okay, so now we need a directory of home, so mkdir space /mnt /home. Hit enter. Okay, now we need to mount that, so mount /device /disk /by -label capital HOME, not hyphen, space /mnt /home. Hit enter. Alright, now we go LSBLK to list our block devices and pull this back over here. Bear with me. Okay, so now you can see we got swap on SDA1, SDA2 is mounted as our root, and SDA3 is mounted as our home. So let me get this out of the way. Go back here. Now we ping to make sure we're online. Control L, get out of full screen here. Get this back over here. Alright, so we're going to ping -C5 Artix Linux.org. Artix. Dang spelling, why spelling got to get in the way? Try that one. There we go. Alright, so the next thing we got to do is sync our databases. So pacman base -capital SYY. And instead of packstrap now, we're at that part in the wiki, in Arts Wiki, they use basestrap, BASESTRAP space /MNT. Now, right here in the wiki, they got, if we're using OpenRC, we're going to say base-devel OpenRC. So we'll go ahead and get that in there. Base-devel OpenRC space. And then we're going to scroll down so we know we got base. So we can get our choice of any Linux LTS or Linux kernels. I'm going to get just the Linux kernel with the Linux firmware. Linux and Linux -firmware. We're going to get network manager -OpenRC. Get network manager -applet. We're also going to get off the screen here. Right. Applet. Then we're going to need nano, so we're going to make sure that's there. Okay, so I got Linux or base-to-vel, OpenRC, Linux firmware, nano, network managers, -OpenRC, OpenRC, and network manager applet. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. And she's off to the races. Let's see. Maybe I'll be able to see how big it is here. Yeah, it's a 1.9 gigabyte installation, 444 megabyte download. While that's doing that, I'm going to slide this over out of the way. Actually, I'll just leave it there. And say, expand this. Go back to the home page, download, and the installation guide. If you're interested, you can go to DistroWatch. DistroWatch says that their origin is global, so they're from everywhere. It shows you the desktops. It's ranked 84 according to DistroWatch. Its status is active, and it says the same thing that we said before about Artix. Artix Linux is a fork or continuation as an autonomous project. Arch OpenRC and Manjaro OpenRC project. And if you're interested, you can see what kind of reviews DistroWatch here gave them. But while you're here, most importantly, click on distrowatch.com, their homepage. And on the right-hand side here, maybe, there we go. Scroll down to what is right now number 18, and just click on that one time, and just give it a brief look. Go with it from wherever you want to from there. Just hit on it one time and we're done. Okay, back to the installation guide. Let's see real quick where we're at here. Tell. So make that full size, bring it down. Okay, we're downloading the Linux kernel or Linux/Artix kernel, Linux firmware. So we got a few minutes left here. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back. Okay, it's downloaded and it's almost getting through the installing. Thought I'd come back just before. Explain, you may occasionally hear a cat in the background. I came home one day, beginning of, or about actually the middle of last year, and I had a cat in the backyard. I actually had a cat and 4 dogs in the backyard, none of which belonged to me. I'm not sure what exactly happened to the 4 dogs, but the cat I ended up adopting it. And it's a Siamese point, and I don't know how much you know about Siamese points, but they're very vociferous, to say the least. So occasionally you may hear him in the background. I'll just leave him in there. Most of the time I can't get it out because I'm talking anyways. What's next in the Arch Wiki? We got 2. Instead of gen fstab, we're going to fstab gen. And that'll be next because we got our software, basically pack strapped, base strapped. It's kind of neat. There's some neat stuff here. It's different. It's kind of fun because it is different. It ain't like I say, oh boy, let's go do this on a Saturday night. But it is fun learning new stuff. Okay, so we're through there. So let me Control L, clean the screen, hit enter until I appear magically at the top up there. Get this out of the way again. The next thing we got to do, it says, is fstab gen. fstab gen. Fstabgen sounds kind of foreign. Space, hyphen, lowercase p, hyphen, capital U, /MNT space double chevron /MNT/ETC/FS-tab, exactly like the Artix wiki. Alright, we're going to check it just like we normally would. Cat /MNT/ETC/FS-tab. There we go. We got a label home. We got label root and label swap. Nice. Plus your UIDs. Nice. What's next? The Artix wiki says rtools-chroot/mount. So rtools-chroot base/MNT. Our prompt changed dramatically. Okay, just like in the Artix wiki, we need to set our time zone, so that goes LN space -SF base /user share zone info /America for me /Chicago Central Time Zone space /Etsy /local time. Probably didn't get all that in here. User share American time. Okay, that's great. I hope you can see it, but the next step is to set the hardware clock HWCOLCK base --SYSTOHC space --UTC. Enter. Okay. Now, scroll down so we can see what's next. So it's saying install Nano, but we did that during the basestrap. And we got to modify our locale.gen. So /Etsy locale.gen. And let me move this up. It ain't going to help a lot, but it ain't going to help any. It's not going to help any. Scroll down, find your language. In my case, I'm looking for English US. Got passed, put it in about the middle of the screen there. I'm going to remove the pound signs or uncomment these. Control O in Nano to write it out. Enter to confirm. Control X to get out of it. Control L clean the screen. Locale-gen. That sounds very familiar. Alright, next step. Etsy locale.com. The very language that we just uncommented, we're going to repeat that here, and we're going to say echo LANG, all caps, equals small en underscore capital US dot UTF -8 space chevron 2 /Etsy. And that goes into locale.conf, LOCALE.conf. Back to the wiki. Let's see, locale.conf we just did. And it gives you a couple other methods of doing the same thing. Okay, we're going to export that. So I'm going to up arrow that command backspace the typing out. And instead of echo, we're going to now say export. Hit enter. Okay, so now we're going to export. This is another new thing here. LC underscore COLLATE double quotes capital C in double quote. Do that right. When I hear the word collate, I apply that immediately to printing and putting things in order. Page 1 through 3, 5, 6, 7, etc. Come to find out, it's very similar in Artix here. I never did get a full grasp on it, but it was very similar to putting some things in order. So now it's telling us in our wiki to get grub. So we're going to say Pacman dash capital S grub. And we don't need EFI boot manager or OS prober. All we needed is grub. And the installation is the same. We have to install it and then we have to configure it. Alright, so Control L, get me out of there. Enter a few times to get me back into the screen. Slide this over so you can see the wiki again. And you can see grub install. They don't put the target in there, but I'm going to. So grub -install space -- target equals i386-pc. And we're also going to say -- recheck. That's going to go on /device SDA. Double check they got there, and that's what they got. So I'm going to hit enter. This putting the target in there is not necessary, I don't believe. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong. Everything I can read says it's not really necessary. You see it as often as you don't see it in the wikis. I'm not sure. My feeling is that I don't mind the typing a few extra characters and it can't hurt. I've done it both ways. If you leave it out, when it says installing for i386-PC platform, it says the same thing, regardless of the install method you use. So next on the wiki is the grub make config. And we told this one to recheck it. Says no errors reported. So grub -mkconfig space -o space /boot grub /grub .cfg. Hit enter. See, there is some differences in not only in the method, but in the order. So now it says get password for the root user. Confirm it. Alright, so now it says user add. Now, it does say refer to the wiki, so I'm going to do this like you would in Artix Linux by user add, my groups, and my name, all in the same command here. So that would be user add space -m space -G. Okay, now all my groups. So we got sys, log, games, network, floppy, power, scanner, ADM, wheel, audio, disk with a K, input, LP, KVM, optical, storage, video, users, RF kill, space -lowercase s /bin /bash space, and then your username. I'm going to use Dennis. Alright, I'm going to always check that by typing in groups and then my username and hit enter. And there they are. Now Dennis needs a password, so PASSWD space, my name, hit enter. It's asking me to give it to it. Now it's asking me to reconfirm, and there we go. So Dennis now is a user. He's added the groups, and he's got a password. So we need a host name. I like the way they say cool host name here. So I'm going to Control L, and there we go. So instead of going to that directory, I'm going to say echo. Give it capital DH, and echo that to got a chevron there, space, /etc host name. Yep, that's right. Okay. Now we can just make sure of that by going nano space /etc host name, and we should see it there. And we do not. What? Oh, that failed then, didn't it? What's going on here? Control F, get me on full screen. Control X, get out of here. Control L. Up arrow. Echo DH to etc host the name. Okay, I'm gonna have to erase that, but I'm gonna just backspace that out of there and hit enter again. And now I'm pretty sure it's nano etc host name. And there's D8. Control X, get me out of there. Control L, clear the screen. Control F, gets me back out of full screen. Slide over here. Isn't this fun? So there's our host name. Now I do have an article. If you're reading through the, let's see, what did I do with it? Not there. Oh, that needs to be up. Dang it. Well, okay, so we got Network Manager. We've installed Grub. We've configured Grub. We got a password for our user account. Now we need to enable stuff. So we're going to say RC update, RC hyphen update. I'm sorry, did I say RC? Yeah, RC update. Add space capital NETWORK capital MANAGER, and we're going to say default. By default, RC Updater is now going to start Network Manager whenever the computer boots up. So now, that's not in this wiki right here, but it's definitely going to be there. So now we're going to need a few things. Let's see, let's get some Pacman before we reboot. Pacman space dash capital S. We're going to get DHCPCD conman dash OpenRC. One more, conman dash DTK for graphical. Alright, hit enter. And I believe we're through with our base installation. Let me just minimize that here. Maximize the browser. Oh, that's the desktop. Post installation, we just did the network. We know we're online. We just did the conman. I'll get back up to OpenRC. We just did this. Next step, network. We just enabled our network. So the next step in the wiki is to reboot. And we should be able to reboot and actually use our username. Control F gets me in the full screen, and you can see down at the bottom there it's complete. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hit Control D, which is the same as typing exit, and say UMOUNT space hyphen capital R space /MNT. Hit enter. I'm I'm going to say power off now. And that'll give me a second to remove my ISO. Because we got grub, we should be able to boot right into our system. Our base installation. Let me open that back up. Go to settings and storage. Right click on that and remove it. Confirm it and say OK. And let's restart. There's our grub. Get out of here for a second. Looks to me like we got some VirtualBox stuff going on here. Log in, DH log in, and then dispatcher, network manager, dispatcher. That's what I was going to talk about a while ago. Let's see if I can sign in with my name first. My username, Dennis. Give it my password. And there we go. I'm going to exit though, Control D, and I'm going to sign in as root. So I won't have to keep invoking sudo. That's pretty neat. We got color there. My host name. Let's see, maybe get this out of the way. See what our wiki says. Got a password. We just rebooted, so we're down to here. We're unmounted. Okay, so now, according to this, once shutdown is complete, remove your installation media and reboot your system. There is an undergoing cleanup which leads to problems currently on the 2020 January release and can be resolved by ignoring this package. So we're going to need Xorg for our desktop environment. So we're going to go ahead and get Xorg. That would be pacman -s. And then we're going to hyphen ignore. Oh, they did it the other way. They went ahead and got the package Xorg. Then went ignore. Alright, go ahead and get that done. I spelled something wrong. Pacman -s. Ignore requires an argument. Oh, I got to give it something to ignore. So that's Xorg hyphen server hyphen XDMX. XDMX. Now let's see what happens. So that's going to be Xorg. We're going to need a desktop. Because we don't use systemctl, you might want to complete or continue installing, please. Because it uses OpenRC, it handles the desktop manager a little differently than just system enable. We have to RC update, but we need to RC update XDM, X desktop manager. In order to do that, we need Display Manager OpenRC. It tells you that you can use different desktop managers. You don't have to use whatever. Say you chose KDE and it comes in with SDDM. You don't have to use that. Control L, clean the screen. Get that back out of the way. I know this guy will be aggravating for the viewer. Watching me move this screen all around. Okay, so we got Xorg. The next step is to get our XFCE goodies. We need to go pacman space -S XFCE4 hyphen goodies. And we know we're going to need XDG user tires. So we might as well get that. And we might as well get display manager. Whoops, I think I misspelled that. Manager hyphen OpenRC. We'll get the desktop manager in a second here. I'll go enter. Please start. 100 meg download, 420 something meg installation size. I haven't edited my pacman.conf file yet. I don't see pacman or running total. We're about through here. We've got the base installation complete. We've got X installed, and we're installing our desktop. As soon as I can get our desktop manager installed and get it configured, we'll be ready to reboot into XFCE. Now you can see right here, it gives you Mate and Mate extras. It also shows you that you could get system config printer here. I'll make this a little bigger while we're, there we go. You could go ahead and get Bluetooth. Just because it says Mate here does not mean you can't get these. These are extra packages that could have been just as well written out here again. Blue Man, Network Manager Applet, which we've already got, System Config Printer, and anything else that you want. Any of the programs like Firefox, I could have just installed that, or I can right now. So next step is LXDE, and then we'll come back to the config here. Walk through that. Go ahead and make that bigger. Sure is bright though, ain't it? Control F, see what that does. There we go. Alright, that's true. Now we gotta do, let's see, pacman -s. I'm gonna get LXDE -GTK greeter. Then LXDE -GTK greeter -settings. That was it, right? Okay, cool. Control L. And Control F. Get this bright spot out of the way here. Now, we just downloaded and installed Display Manager OpenRC. So now we need to update that file by going rc-update space add. In this case, it's the xdm space default. Make sure you spell it right. Okay, hit enter. Alright, we've added the run level default. So by default, every time we reboot, it's going to want to start something in this file, but it don't know what yet, or it's actually misdirected. But let's direct it in the right direction. So nano /etc/conf d/xdm. Okay, so that's nano space /etc/conf period dot d/xdm. Hit enter. Slide this over here. Make that full screen so be sure to see it good. We always try and start X on a static VT. The various desktop managers normally default to using VT. If you wish to use the XDM init script, then you should ensure that the VT checked is the same VT your desktop manager wants to use. They do this so that you don't mess up their keyboard configuration somehow here. Anyway, down at the last line there, go ahead and go down there. It says Display Manager in big old capital letters and equals, and inside the double quotes we got XDM right now, but we want LXDE. We're going to backspace XDG out of there, or XDM out, and replace it with LXDE. And you can see that on the right side of your screen. I guess what would be the third line from the bottom, LXDE. Okay, so once you got that set up the way you want it, and it could be any one of these, XDM, GDM, SDDM, GPE, Entrance, LXDM, LXDM. You don't even have to have this. You can start it manually. So I'm going to Control O to get out of here. Enter to confirm it. Control X to get out of here. Control L to clear the screen. What have we done? We've got our base installed with a user. He does not have rights. Dennis cannot run updates. Let me prove that here. Control D to exit. Sign in with Dennis. Give it my password again. And now, sudo pacman space -des syu. And it's going to ask me for my password and then deny me. It says I'm not in the sudoers file. So how do we correct that? Control D to exit. Sign back in as root. Enter my password. And going to say capital EDITOR editor equals nano space VISUDO. Hit enter. We're going to scroll down to the user root privilege specification. Right here, I'm going to put in my username, space, capital ALL, equals, parentheses, capital ALL, in parentheses, space, capital ALL, enter. I'm going to uncomment where it says that members of the group will execute any command, as long as they know the password. Control O to get out of here. Enter to confirm. Control X to leave there. Control L to clear the screen. Left click my mouse to drag that out of the way. Okay, so our desktop manager now is activated. And that's it. We are complete. We are going to make this full screen by Control F. Yeah, I'm in root, so I guess I don't have to say sudo just by going power. Nope, not power off. Reboot. And we should be booting into our XFCE, our LXDE desktop manager. Grab my mouse, there's Grub. I'm not going to patiently wait just 5 seconds. I'm going to hit enter. We do have Grub. I love what they've done to their terminal here. Everything in nice bright colors. Might be interesting to try to learn how to do that on my own. Okay, there was our TA prompt. Now we should be getting a mouse and a login prompt. There's a mouse prompt. There we go. It's going to ask for your password. Give it your password and hit enter. Very, very nice. Now it did warn me, that's what I was going to talk about earlier. It did tell me that it was going to need some programs for this to work, for audio to work, and I expected that. I guess the biggest thing to do, make sure we're online. Sudo pacman space capital SYYU, hit enter. It's syncing the databases, so unequivocally we are online. Might as well get, let's see, sudo pacman space dash capital S, and I know I need pulse audio, then pulse audio hyphen also, and then pavu control. Hit enter. Once that tells me, yeah, I'll do something about the screen resolution. All right, let's get that out of the way. See my settings, go to my display. Let's see here. Find one that I know is going to work. 1024 by 768, that's it. Okay, nice, we got full screen. I don't have sound. Yeah, it went ahead and installed it. I didn't even have to reboot. So, well, that's nice. That's got it on System D there. I have to normally reboot. Clearly here we got sound. Nice. I didn't have to reboot. OpenRC just installed it. So here's what you get out of the box. You know, you get your normal settings, accessories. There's nothing in here we didn't ask for. A mouse pad comes in with XFCE, screenshot, sensor view, task manager. I'm going to bring that up real quick. And it wouldn't be right not to have something sudo pacman dash capital S H top GNOME system monitor. Okay, we need something to compare the task manager, to compare the usage. Here we got 3.3 gigs used. That was the install size. 3.3 gigs, that's pretty small. Alright, so let me see. H-top. See what our resources are doing. 279 megs on the RAM. Let's see, system monitor. System monitor is going to be a little higher. I know that from experience. 506, 507 versus 292. So a couple hundred megs separating the two. That's not bad. Oh, and I got Task Manager running in background as well. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's say we were exploring. We had the accessories. That's where I was at. We do get xfburn that comes in. Through our file manager comes in with XFCE graphics. The only thing we got in graphics is the image viewer. Internet, nothing except the server browser. The multimedia Pro comes in. We just installed Pulse Audio. Pro comes in with XFCE. Nothing in Office. There's no games. System. Sensor view. Be just curious to see in a VM what it reports here. Let's see. Probably nothing. Let's see. Fahrenheit. Overview tax. Yeah, it's not going to let me report anything. Okay. That's all right. We know our things are here, right here. I'm excited. I'm gonna use this. Can't tell. This seems to be pretty nice, and the system resources are just. And you saw I just installed GNOME system monitor, so everything I would normally install is gonna work anyway. 273 megs on the RAM usage. Nice. Well, I tell you what, I learned something new, a new way to install Artix Linux using Artix Linux. We learned how to use labels for our disk instead of just numbers. That was pretty nice. Would I recommend this for the average user? You know, if you can install Artix Linux, you'll have no problem with this. If you don't have a problem with just following a guide, you won't have any problem with this. And in the end, you will end up with a system that's bare bones and ready to accept whatever you want to put on it. Now, that's pretty nice. So I'm going to log out, shut down, and we're going to save this recording. And I thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.